My name is Oriane and I work for the Commission. So for those who do not know me, I work for DG Research and Innovation in the gender sector, and I've been the policy officer following Push Backlash. So I'm extremely pleased to be here today. Thank you so much for the invitation. Happy to see many faces I'm familiar with, but not online anymore, on site. And after months of following your work online, it's really a special moment to meet many of you. So your project, like its sister project, was born in a time when feminism faced a growing societal and political backlash, which roots have to be found in masculinist, traditionalist, and authoritarian discourses. And sadly, the situation today is no less challenging. If anything, the pushback has become more visible and even more violent. So we see democratic norms, equality, human rights being questioned, undermined, not only through explicit political measures, but also through narratives, social narratives, cultural narratives, which are much more subtle. And this is not only in Europe, but also beyond. It's not only offline, it's also online, in public opinion, and at the policy level. It's why I was so happy to see the panel that you have set up for today, because indeed it reflects extremely well that we need to address both the institutional arenas and the societal one. I would like to praise as well your project for the remarkable diversity of outcomes. The infographics are fantastic, the policy brief were also fantastic recommendations that we could share with policy DGs, DG Just notably, and also for the excellent communication strategies, because it's not only a thing to produce results, but it's also important to disseminate, and you have done a fantastic job in dissemination. So thank you so much for this, and for all the work you have been doing, not only for the knowledge and outcomes you have produced, but also for, as it has just been mentioned, for the community it builds. So this solidarity across different disciplines, generations, and that's really fantastic. Here I would like to reaffirm in front of you the Commission's commitment to core democratic values, including equality. As you might know, protecting our democracy, upholding our values is a core priority in the political guideline of the European Commission for 24-29. It's even a dedicated heading, and it's the same for gender equality. It's a core priority. You can see in the same political guideline measures to fight gender-based violence, empowering women in politics and the labor market, and advancing intersectional inclusions. And in March this year, the Commission also published a roadmap for women's rights, which is setting some key gender equality principles for the coming years, from freedom from violence to economic empowerment and political participation. Also, you might be aware, the Commission has adopted 6 equality strategies, and we are now working on their renewal, in particular the new EU Gender Equality Strategy for 26-2030, which will be published in March 26, the new LGBTIQ strategies, which will be published this autumn, and the new anti-racism strategy to be published in Q4 25. The Commission has also announced a European Democracy Shield. It will address the increasing threats to democratic institutions, systems, and processes within the EU and at the national level. And this should be published in November this year. So all these strategies, initiatives really draw from the evidence and insights that we are gathering from projects like yours. So it's why I encourage your project, the community, even after its end, to disseminate your findings wisely. And it's why I can only praise your work in dissemination, because it has helped me as a policy officer to disseminate internally to the relevant policy DGs. I would also like to mention that your work has helped in shaping the European research area, which is this single borderless market for research and innovation. You might have seen we have just adopted in May this year the ERA policy agenda for 25-27, which are new dedicated actions, which is called Strengthening Inclusive and Intersectional Gender Equality with an Intersectional Approach. And here, the ERA Forum subgroup on inclusive gender equality, which comprises member states, associated countries, and research innovation stakeholders, will support the achievement of key outcomes, such as the development of guidelines for implementing an intersectional approach in research and innovation policies. And I would like also to mention Horizon Europe, which is still funding gender intersectional research. Under the 23 work program, we have funded 4 projects on intersectionality and equality in deliberative and participatory democracy. I'm also happy to tell you a bit more bilaterally because I'm the policy officer following those projects. In 24, in the work program, we have included a call on gender roles in extremist movements and their impact on democracy. And here we have funded 3 projects. And lastly, it's not officially published, but still you can find public draft. For work program 26-27, you can find a topic tackling gender-based violence against politically active women and LGBTIQ people. And it is to be found in the comitology register, this draft. I'm happy to send you the link. Last point, we are organizing next week at DGRTD with colleagues in the agency a clustering event to bring together Horizon Europe projects working on gender equality and intersectional research. So not only Cluster 2, but also SERV, European Research Council project, MSCA, Marie Curie project. So all of them working on gender equality and intersectional research. The first day is hybrid, so you can register and attend, and the second one is only on-site. So it's amazing because it will be the opportunity, as you mentioned, to create some connections, to exchange best practices, and also to sustain efforts. And I know some of you will be here. I've seen the name in the participant list, so I look forward as well to seeing you next week in Brussels. As with all good research, the conclusion is that more research is needed. So I'm very much looking to hearing about your next steps. And thank you so much for your dedication, your enthusiasm. And for now, I'm just happy to be here and to celebrate with you what you have achieved. Thank you.